Hello, my horror-loving dudes. I'm KillJoy Jake, and today we're talking about the Halloween franchise. Rumor has it, a new project is in development for the Halloween franchise, whether that be a movie or TV show. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
All right. I need everyone to calm the f down. This is just a rumor at the moment, so take it with the big old pinch of salt here. But Sinister Stealth, a trusted third-party source, says that executive producer Malik Akkad has already heard multiple pitches, formal and informal, about where to take the Halloween franchise next. But nothing is set in stone, and any ideas will need to be shopped around to new studios and distributors. Blumhouse is out, TV series is on the table. Big Screen Leaks, another trusted third-party source, says I'm pretty sure he's already in development of one of these pitches. Oh boy, okay, we got a lot to talk about here. Are we gonna see Mikey Myers back on the big screen? Are we following Corey Cunningham through some kind of TV series? Let's break it down. Doing some speculation here, I want to talk a little bit about what I think is likely to happen versus what I really want to see in the franchise. And unfortunately, I think both of those things are very different. As some of you may already know, A24 is currently producing a TV series based on the Friday the 13th series called Crystal Lake. Supposedly, it's going to follow Pamela Voorhees before the events of the original Friday the 13th movie. A lot of us Jason fans, though, are kind of worried we may not see the hockey mask wearing killer too much in that series. He may just be like a side character. Shifting the focus to Friday the 13th for just a moment, I promise it's going to be important. I don't really care about the story all that much. It's always been one of the weakest aspects to the Friday the 13th franchise, and I don't think they need to improve upon it. The best Friday the 13th movies are the sequels, where Jason is running around cutting up camp counselors and not giving a f***. I just don't need this whole backstory for a character who dies in the first movie. That is, in my opinion, maybe the worst one in the whole franchise. Also, we haven't seen Jason killing people on the big screen or the small screen since 2009. I don't care about a Pamela Voorhees story. Maybe we can do that after we get the requel Friday the 13th movies, maybe a whole trilogy of them. But for right now, I just want to see Jason killing people. I feel the exact same way about Halloween. Unfortunately, though, I think the likely case here for what's going to happen with Halloween moving forward is we'll likely get a TV show because we just got 3 big movies in a row. It could serve as a competitor to the Friday the 13th show that's coming out sometime next year, or maybe they're workshopping it at A24 to do a similar style series. They could do something akin to John Carpenter's original idea for the Halloween franchise, where every single movie was a completely different concept set around Halloween time. A jukebox of horror, if you will. That's the reason we got Halloween 3 Season of the Witch with no Mikey Myers in it. Now, this is all just speculation, but that's what I think is the most likely thing to happen moving forward with the Halloween franchise. Now, while I wouldn't hate that to do like a jukebox style horror thing, I want to see Michael Myers killing people if we're gonna watch a Halloween thing. So my preferred avenue would be to do a whole new movie that is a reboot going all the way back to the 70s, something they've yet to do in this franchise. Now, once again, shifting focus of this video, I promise this is with a purpose. Let's talk a little bit about Ty West's Maxine. Ty West is currently wrapping up his X trilogy. He's got to move on to another project after that. So what if he goes back to the 70s yet again, just like the original X, and does a Halloween movie set in Haddonfield with an entirely new group of characters? So no Laurie Strode. I only say this because I feel like we've done the Laurie Strode story to death so many different times in so many different timelines. Right now, the Halloween franchise is sort of this like choose your own adventure path with all these different timelines branching from the original, or they're an entirely new timeline based off of that original movie. Cough, cough, Rob Zombie. So what if instead of doing the requel route where it's a continuation to the original, what if we just make a new take on the original? So it's the same old setup as the original movie. You have Michael Myers escaping Smith's Grove, but instead he's going after an entirely new group of teenagers. So no Laurie Strode, we're talking about new teenagers on Halloween night in 1978. A big reason I want to do that is that the medium of a period piece is the best way for a slasher to exist, in my humble opinion. If you set a slasher movie in 2023, you have to write some kind of excuse for characters to not be able to use the internet or their cell phones. You're also kind of forced to do the Scream thing in a lot of ways, where characters have to recognize that they're in a slasher type situation. Setting a slasher movie in the late 70s or early 80s gives you this blank canvas to work with. Like, yes, it is a period piece. You can't have characters wearing modern clothing and saying things like raffle. I'm getting so old, guys. I hate it. But a period piece offers a much easier way to write a slasher. It was a lot easier to get killed in the 1970s versus today, which is like kind of f***ed up to say. But another thing I want to add to this pitch to avoid just making John Carpenter's classic again, because we don't want to see that. We want to see a new take if we're going to go down this route. Not only will you have a new set of characters getting attacked by Michael Myers, but what if we set it at a new location within the town of Haddonfield? So no hospitals, no suburbs, and especially no goddamn junkyards. What if we set this Ty West directed film at the drive-in, where a grindhouse horror movie is playing on the big screen? It could be something totally made up that is playing on the screen the whole time. You could get some more gore that way. It would just be really silly, dumb fun to watch these characters watch this made-up grindhouse film. If you don't know anything about the history of drive-in theaters too, let me just take yet another moment of this video to do an aside here. In the late 1960s, drive-in theaters were slowly declining because of the color television. Let's just stay home and watch movies, opposed to, driving somewhere and doing it. So what ended up happening is drive-in theaters had to adapt. They had to show something that color television couldn't show people at home. X-rated films, pornographic films, R-rated movies, baby. Now imagine a plot line where 4 or 5 teenagers in the late 1970s sneak into an R-rated, X-rated movie and they're watching it and they're having a great time, but they're slowly getting picked off by Michael Myers. Listen, there's no way these characters are gonna survive 2 movies and not have to go to the bathroom and be separated from the rest of the group. Come on! I think that this is a great approach because if you look at the David Gordon Green movies, they very much so follow the requel format to a T. It takes what you love about multiple movies throughout the franchise and just modernizes it. While I don't hate that approach, I think that there's a better one in doing something just completely original, but set it in the 70s. Think about in 2022 how popular the movie X was, and then how even more popular Pearl was. And now there's so much anticipation for Maxine coming out later on, maybe this year or early next year. With that, you're also setting it at a brand new location. Like, sure, you're still in Haddonfield and Mikey's still trying to get home as he always is, but we're watching a grindhouse movie at the drive-in theater. Look at the Scream franchise that just had its last entry in New York City. That was really exciting, and that movie did even better at the box office than the franchise relaunch just the year prior. You could say the location thing is gimmicky all day, but horror fans eat it up, including myself. Now, on top of all of those things, there are a lot of Halloween fans who feel that they got robbed with Halloween Ends. They didn't get another movie with Michael Myers running around killing people. We instead focused on some greasy 20-year-old for some reason. Now, although it might be a little bit of a risk, this franchise has a very unique opportunity right now. Most fans, not everybody, feel like Halloween Ends was a disservice. They want Michael Myers killing people on the big screen again. What if we gave them that movie? You'd have a new movie in theaters with a glorious 70s aesthetic directed by Ty West with Michael Myers killing people on the big screen again. People would flock to that who didn't care so much for Halloween Ends. It's a great opportunity in my opinion. I hope they take it, opposed to making a TV show that really the only real purpose that would serve is to be a competitor to this Friday the 13th thing that's coming out sometime soon. But what do you guys think about the future of the Halloween franchise? Do you want another movie? Do you want a TV show? Do you just want them to stop making more of these movies? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this new Halloween video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Please consider supporting me on Patreon, especially if you want to co-host my podcast with me. The link for that is in the description below. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.